Hello, and welcome to another little talk here. So we're wondering if this sounds like you. You are a musician, you have some pain in your body, something chronic, and you've been to several different doctors or specialists, healthcare professionals of various kinds. You've done the exercises, you've done the stretches, and you're still in pain and not any closer to having any answers to like what's going on in your body. Why are you still in pain? So today we're going to be talking about why Western medicine often fails to adequately treat musicians' chronic repetitive strain injuries and other musculoskeletal injuries like that. My name is Joseph Arnold.
I'm Aaron Bigeleisen.
And be sure to stick around for the end of this video because we have a free mini course for you. We'll tell you about that for musicians who have these kinds of injuries. And yeah, let's get right to it. So, like, what's going on here? So Aaron and I are both musicians, and we both had chronic injuries, and we've spoken with lots of other musicians who've had these, and there's some pretty common themes that happen. Like you're seeing one doctor after another, and then the physical therapist, and then the specialist, and then the chiropractor, and after all that, you're still in pain. And not only that, doctors say all kinds of funny things to musicians, right?
Yeah, so things that we've heard other musicians say, it's like, have you tried changing careers?
Yeah.
It's like, so
Yeah, when a doctor says that, it's like, you really don't get musicians, do you?
yeah. Or like, yeah, have you tried a different instrument? Even when you have these, even when they say, okay, well, I can't help you, right? And you get this stretch or this exercise or this thing, and none of it seems to work, right? So what's going on? What's going on? Why is it that Western medicine doesn't really address chronic injuries, especially for musicians? So as a caveat, like Western medicine does do some things exceptionally well, right? So if you show up to the ER and you've got a big gash down your side, like somebody's going to take care of you and do a really good job doing that. Because what Western medicine does really well is to focus in on a part of the body, something that's wrong in the immediate. So it's a short-term thing that's wrong with your body. Go to the hospital because they're really, really good at dealing with that. However, they're not so good at dealing with things that involve taking a look at a whole person, and that things that are problems that need a long-term solution. So something comes up for you?
Yeah. So the point of view of Western medicine, Western culture in general, is to focus on parts of things. Even the word anatomy, that medical term for different parts of the body means to cut away. So it means the process of cutting little things into parts. And that's really, really useful when, you're talking about surgery and other emergency medicine, but not so useful when you're talking about chronic musculoskeletal pain. Because, and this is something that often people don't really realize, the part of your body that's in pain, whether it's your shoulder, your jaw, your elbow, your wrist, or whatever it might be, isn't necessarily the cause of the pain. The part that hurts isn't necessarily the cause of the pain because your body's a web. So you just take your shirt for a moment and pull on your shirt. You'll notice that the whole shirt moves. All your muscles and bones are like that. It's like a web. So if this is the part of you that's really tight, for instance, then you might not actually feel that just because of whatever is happening in your body, but maybe you feel it over here, and this is where the pain is. You can do all kinds of things to this part that's in pain, but it's not until this unconscious tightening is addressed that this is going to be relieved. So that's just one example of the interconnected, the holistic point of view that's actually necessary.
He said holistic.
I know.
Oh no! Woo!
Right. So what's a way of viewing that word that it isn't woo-woo for
Right.
you?
So when we say holistic, what we mean is that you're a whole person.
Mm-hmm.
You're a whole person, and that everything that's happening in your whole system is actually what makes up what are the problems that we experience, right? So it's not just your body or this even a little part of your body. It's your whole body,
Yeah.
and it's not just this little part of your body. It's also your emotions. It's not just your whole body. It's the way that you think about things.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. So a really clear example of how like the mind-body connection works. We're going to try a little experiment here. I want you to notice your body, just whatever's going on in there is fine, and take in this thought. I have to do it fast. I have to get it done now. And just notice the reaction in your body if you think that to yourself. I have to do this fast. I have to get it done right now. So do you get tighter or freer in your body? What do you notice?
I get much tighter.
Yeah, me too.
I also notice that my focus gets more narrow.
Yeah, get some tunnel vision going on.
Yeah.
And so maybe this feels familiar to you. Maybe this is a familiar kind of mode of being. Got to do it fast, got to do it right, got to get it done right now. So if that thought causes this tightening, and imagine how many times during the day you are thinking some variation of this, even in the background, then your muscles are chronically tight. If that's your mode of being, if that's the way you're going about doing things in the world, if that's the way you're practicing, then you're making your body too tight without realizing it. And that, my friends, may very well be the root cause of the injuries that you're experiencing.
So the another experiment. So far we've seemed to figure out that if we think a certain way, it makes our bodies tighter.
Mm-hmm.
What if there was a way to think that actually allowed us to be more easy in our bodies? So let's just try this on real quick, which is just I'm at ease with myself, and I have plenty of time.
Yeah, just take that in, see what you notice in your body. I'm at ease with myself, and I have plenty of time. What do you notice?
I feel so much better. I have a sense of my whole body.
Yeah.
I feel more spacious.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel more vulnerable.
Hmm.
Like I feel more like I'm speaking like I'm more vulnerable, but in a good way. Like a vulnerable in a performance setting kind of way, emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I notice my body lets go. And one thought that comes up for me that's a common objection around like that particular thought, I'm at ease with myself and I have plenty of time, is like, what if I'm not at ease with myself? What if I don't have a lot of time?
Right.
And yeah, the thing about what we're offering here in the Alexander Technique with their Soul Force Music School are ways of applying something like I'm at ease with myself and I have plenty of time to something really challenging, like practicing a whole boatload of music for a concert coming up in just a couple days, you know? So that's the time when you really need to be at ease with yourself, right? Because if you don't, if you're in that stress mode, then your muscles are just going to get tighter and tighter and more tired, and you're setting yourself up for injuries. So you really need to learn some self-care tools, some self-awareness of the mind-body connection that will help you in that situation. And tying this whole thing together, and that's so different than what I found going to Western medicine for my own injuries. Like nobody was talking about like what's going on in your life. Nobody was talking about like what's your mental life, what's your emotional life like.
Yeah.
And it turns out that like what's happening in my life, what's happening in my body, what I'm thinking about, that's what made the difference. In no longer being in pain.
Also that probably the best time to start applying this, it was hard for me at first. It was like, but I have stuff I've got to get done. And there was this fear of like, if I'm at ease with myself, I might not get this crap done.
Yeah.
And so that's a valid fear, right? So we need time to integrate this. And you can try it in little doses as you feel comfortable doing, and also when that pressure is a little bit less. So you can apply it when you've got a lot of stuff to get done. And if you notice that there's a fear that's like, I can't do this right now, That's okay. You don't have to do that right now. You can also try it when you're washing the dishes. You can try it when you're just practicing. Like, you're just practicing, you've got like months before the performance. Try it when it's easy, so that when life gets difficult, you have enough familiarity with it, so that it's easy to access for you. That'd be my suggestion.
Yeah, and one last thought before we wrap things up here is that if you're running for the train and train's just about to start rolling out of the station, you want your body to be as free as possible. Because if you're tightening yourself too much, then that actually is a drag on your system. You're not going to run as fast. So to be able to, even if you are actually late, to kind of fake it till you make it, I'm at ease with myself, I have plenty of time. As you run for that train, your body will be more free and you'll actually run faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that's why I love this kind of work. It's like, oh, we get to be at ease and be more effective, and practice more fluidly and have a better sound and all that. That's thumbs up.
Hell yeah.
So, if you want to get started in learning some of these tools, we invite you to check out our free mini course called
5 Simple and Surprisingly Effective Techniques for, what is it?
Relieving Pain.
That's right, relieving pain.
And releasing tension.
I'm just going to let you continue on this. I got the first bit, and then that's it.
Even while practicing the most challenging music. The 5 things that you can apply to your practicing today, in your practice room, no special equipment, to care for your body so you can be more at ease even when you're doing the most challenging things in your practicing. And so it's less than 20 minutes. There's an accompanying PDF. Just click on the link below and you'll find it. You can have access to it for free. And and then let us know what happens for you. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
You can reach out to us either on Facebook, through a direct message, or through our Gmail address, soulforcemusicschool@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, if you like what we're talking about, there's our YouTube link is below.
Mm-hmm.
You can check out other things that Joseph and I have done together. There's guided meditations and talk-throughs and all sorts of really interesting stuff there. So
yeah, and more to come.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. See you next time.
Thanks, everyone.